Welcome back to Plot Parade. Today, we're diving into the epic saga of Captain America: Civil War. A Marvel movie that not only reshaped the Avengers but also left an indelible mark on the entire MCU. So, grab your popcorn, sit back, and let's get into it. Our story begins in the frigid landscape of Siberia, 1991. James "Bucky" Barnes, portrayed by the talented Sebastian Stan, is no longer the heroic soldier we once knew. Instead, he's a brainwashed super soldier under the control of Hydra. In a chilling scene, Hydra operatives activate Bucky using a series of code words from a red book, turning him into a compliant and lethal weapon. His mission? To intercept a car carrying a case of super soldier serum. On a deserted road, Bucky attacks a Cadillac, causing it to crash violently, killing the occupants instantly. He retrieves the serum from the car's trunk, setting the stage for future conflicts. Fast forward to the present day, roughly a year after the Avengers' intense battle against Ultron in Sokovia. Steve Rogers, Chris Evans, Natasha Romanoff, Scarlett Johansson, Sam Wilson, Anthony Mackie, and Wanda Maximoff, Elizabeth Olsen, are in Lagos, Nigeria. Their mission: to prevent Brock Rumlow, Frank Grillo, now a rogue operative, from stealing a dangerous biological weapon. Despite their coordinated efforts, Rumlow manages to escape in an armored vehicle. He knows he can't outrun the Avengers, so in a last-ditch effort, he hands the weapon to his associates and detonates a suicide bomb, hoping to take Rogers down with him. Wanda, in a desperate bid to save her teammates, attempts to contain the blast with her telekinetic powers, but tragically, it results in the destruction of a nearby building, killing several Wakandan humanitarian workers. This catastrophic incident triggers a global outcry and catches the attention of U.S. Secretary of State Thaddeus Ross William Hurd. He confronts the Avengers, informing them that the United Nations is about to implement the Sokovia Accords. This legal framework will establish a UN panel to oversee and control the Avengers' actions. The team is deeply divided. Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., feeling the weight of guilt from his role in Ultron's creation and Sokovia's destruction, supports the Accords. He believes oversight is necessary to prevent future tragedies. Conversely, Steve Rogers, whose faith in government institutions has been shaken, believes the Avengers must remain free to act according to their own judgment. Vision, Paul Bettany, presents a compelling argument during their discussion. He points out that since Stark publicly revealed himself as Iron Man, the number of enhanced individuals and catastrophic events have increased exponentially. Vision suggests that their very power invites challenge and conflict. This schism leads to some Avengers, including Stark, Rhodes, Don Cheadle, and Vision, signing the Accords, while others, like Clint Barton, Jeremy Renner, retire, and Wanda remains undecided. The tension reaches a boiling point during a UN conference in Vienna, where the Sokovia Accords are to be ratified. A bomb detonates, killing King T'Chaka, John Connolly, of Wakanda. Security footage implicates Bucky Barnes as the bomber, igniting a firestorm of controversy. T'Chaka's son, T'Challa, Chadwick Boseman, vows to avenge his father's death. Rogers, informed by Sharon Carter, Emily Van Camp, learns of the government's plans to kill Bucky. Determined to save his old friend, Rogers sets out to bring Bucky in himself. Alongside Sam Wilson, he tracks Bucky to Bucharest. In a tense confrontation, Bucky insists he had no part in the Vienna bombing.
I read about you in a museum.
Their reunion is cut short as T'Challa, as Black Panther, intervenes, leading to a thrilling chase through the streets of Bucharest. Despite their best efforts, Rogers, Wilson, Bucky, and T'Challa are captured. Back at the Avengers headquarters, Vision attempts to keep Wanda from leaving on Stark's orders, pushing her firmly into the anti-oversight camp. Stark, grappling with the team's fractures, tries to convince Rogers to sign the Accords. Their conversation almost sways Rogers, but he ultimately refuses upon learning that Stark has placed Wanda under house arrest for her safety, revealing a deep rift in their trust. Meanwhile, a new antagonist emerges. Helmut Zemo, Daniel Brawl, driven by a personal vendetta, is determined to dismantle the Avengers. He tracks down and kills Bucky's old Hydra handler, stealing the Red Book with the activation code words. Zemo infiltrates the Berlin facility where Bucky is held and uses the code words to reactivate him, sending him on a destructive rampage to cover his escape. In a daring move, Rogers manages to stop Bucky and sneaks him away to a safe house. Once Bucky regains his senses, he reveals Zemo's true plan, to find the Siberian Hydra base where other brainwashed Winter Soldiers are kept in cryogenic stasis. These super soldiers, more powerful and unstable than Bucky, pose a significant threat. Zemo aims to awaken them to launch an attack against the Avengers. Rogers, unwilling to wait for authorization, goes rogue. He assembles a team consisting of Wilson, Maximoff, Barton, and Scott Lang to stop Zemo. On the other side, with Ross's reluctant permission, Stark forms his own team to capture the rogue Avengers. His team includes Romanoff, T'Challa, Rhodes, Vision, and a new recruit, Peter Parker, Tom Holland, whom Stark equips with advanced tech. The stage is set for an epic showdown at Leipzig Hell Airport. The two factions collide in a spectacular battle, showcasing each hero's unique abilities. The fight is a visual and emotional spectacle, highlighting the deep bonds and conflicts within the team.
Oh, come on!
Romanoff, torn between her loyalty to Rogers and her duty to Stark, ultimately allows Rogers and Bucky to escape, leading to the capture and detention of the rest of Rogers' team.
Criminals, Donnie. Okay.
The battle has severe consequences. Rhodes is severely injured, paralyzed from the waist down by an accidental blast from Vision, and Romanoff goes into exile. In a turning point, Stark discovers evidence that Bucky was framed by Zemo. He learns that Zemo, a Sokovian intelligence officer, orchestrated the bombing to tear the Avengers apart. Determined to make things right, Stark heads to the Siberian Hydra facility, joining forces with Rogers and Bucky. They are followed by T'Challa, who seeks justice for his father's death. In the abandoned Hydra base, they discover the super soldiers have been killed by Zemo. He reveals his ultimate motive, revenge for his family's death in Sokovia, caused by the Avengers' battle with Ultron.
Nothing else for over a year.
Zemo plays a video from Hydra's archives, showing Bucky murdering Stark's parents during his 1991 mission. The revelation shatters Stark, igniting a furious battle between him, Rogers, and Bucky. The fight is brutal and emotionally charged. Stark, driven by rage and betrayal, dismembers Bucky's robotic arm. Rogers, torn between his loyalty to his friend and the pain he's causing Stark, ultimately disables Stark's armor. In a poignant moment, Rogers leaves his shield behind, acknowledging Stark's accusation that he no longer deserves it. Satisfied that he has avenged his family's death by fracturing the Avengers, Zemo attempts suicide, but T'Challa intervenes, choosing justice over revenge. Zemo is taken into custody, his plan foiled. In the aftermath, Stark provides Rhodes with advanced exoskeleton braces, allowing him to walk again. Rogers breaks his allies out of prison, reaffirming his commitment to his friends. In a mid-credits scene, Bucky seeks asylum in Wakanda, choosing to return to cryogenic sleep until a cure for his brainwashing can be found. The scene hints at future alliances and conflicts, as Wakanda becomes a key player in the MCU. Finally, In a post-credit scene, Parker tests a new gadget, setting the stage for Spider-Man's next adventure. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more in-depth looks at your favorite movies. See you next time on Plot Parade.